Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Anita Posch Show and the Bitcoin for Fairness series. As you can see, I'm back from my trip to Zambia and Zimbabwe, and this is the first of a series of interviews I've done with people on the ground in the countries. In this show, we are talking about the role that Bitcoin plays in enabling economic empowerment for individuals and communities by providing fair and open access to a global financial network. My first guest is Kudakwashe Sape Tshuma, or short Kuda, an online entrepreneur from Harare, the capital of Zimbabwe. He has been earning Bitcoin for his marketing work for international companies since 2014. We're talking about his experiences as a member of the local peer-to-peer community, where he is helping people to exchange cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin to US dollars or the local Zimbabwean dollar. As always, you can watch this interview on YouTube or listen to it in your favorite podcast app. You can also use a Lightning-enabled app like the Breeze Tech Wallet app or the Sphinx Chat app or the Fountain app to listen to my podcast and at the same time stream Satoshis to me. Thanks for supporting Bitcoin for Fairness go out to the Human Rights Foundation, to OKCoin, and to Leden.io. And in this case, also to Trezor, because Trezor was donating hardware wallets for my workshop attendance. I hope you enjoy the interview, and now on to the show. Living on crypto is easier than you think with Bitrefill. Choose from over 4,000 gift cards and mobile top-up options from around the world. I used Bitrefill to top up my phone when I was visiting Zimbabwe. It was easy, worked like a charm, and I even earned sats back. Pay with Bitcoin, Lightning, Ethereum, Dash, Tether over Tron, and many more options. No account is necessary. Join the thousands of users around the world who are living on crypto today using Bitrefill. Join now at bitrefill.com and start earning sats back with each purchase. That's bitrefill.com.
Learn Bitcoin will teach you the why and how to use Bitcoin. Anita's work makes Bitcoin approachable, understandable, and compelling to those who are new to Bitcoin. Andreas M. Antonopoulos, author Mastering Bitcoin and the Internet of Money. Order your copy now at learnbitcoin.link. That's learnbitcoin.link.
So hello, welcome Kuda. Thank you for doing this interview with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Great, Kuda. So please introduce yourself to the listeners and our viewers so that they know what you're doing and who you are.
Okay, my name is Kuda, and I do run a blog under the brand name Kuda Online. And I have been in the internet marketing space since around my online hustle started around 2011, 2012. And with regards to internet things, I just love the internet things. I try to make use of the internet and earn a living from it. That's about me, yeah.
And how did you find out about Bitcoin and when?
Okay, so like I said, my journey started around 2011, and I connected to the international market or to the international world in terms of doing work online, affiliate marketing, and things like that. And one of the mode of payments that I was using then was PayPal. Mm-hmm. And along the way, I came across something that I was supposed to do and get paid in Bitcoin. So that's when I actually learned about Bitcoin and started using Bitcoin around 2014, I think, somewhere there. That's when I got to learn about Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. But during that time, it was only, I was just using Bitcoin to receive my money while I'm in Zimbabwe. That's how I got to know about Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yes, but that's actually was great because you were able to receive it more easily than with PayPal, right?
Yes. So apparently, the website that I was working on or that I was actually dealing with, they didn't have other payment options. So I looked at the options that they had, and one of them was Bitcoin. So I was like, okay, why not give a try to Bitcoin and see how it works? Yeah.
So back then, I guess you were one of the first people in Zimbabwe to use Bitcoin. How did you then exchange the money to US dollars? Because I guess you needed the US dollars.
So for me, it has been a learning journey. I mean, I didn't go to a formal school to learn about Bitcoin, but it was, when you start using it today, you learn one thing today, another tomorrow, and then things start to unfold. You connect with other people and things like that. So back in the day, I used to use a website which is called Local Bitcoins. Localbitcoins.com. I would go on the website and find Bitcoin buyers there and then connect with them, and I would exchange my Bitcoin for cash. And another website that I used to use is called SpectroCoin. It's one of the websites that I used to use back then. And there is another website again that I used to use, which is called 24/7 Exchange. But 24/7 Exchange eventually closed down along the way. So that's how I would exchange the Bitcoin to cash.
And you're also one of those people who trade or exchange Bitcoin peer-to-peer with other people here on the ground in Harare, because there are not many exchanges, like the big exchanges, most of them, as soon as you are in the process of know your customer identification and you put in your Zimbabwean address, it doesn't work anymore because they can't take on customers from Zimbabwe. So how is it working here today? Like, how do people exchange Bitcoin to US dollars?
So, just like you're saying, there's so many activities that is happening in the cryptocurrency community. I mean, on the international market, we have seen websites operating well, and then eventually, probably when the numbers increase or anything in between, they just make a business decision that, hey, we can no longer offer service to Zimbabwe. If your IP is read in Zimbabwe, then one of the websites is called Binance. You cannot use Binance while it's in Zimbabwe. If you can use it with limitations, with very, very, very limitations that you can actually use. So that is one of the contributing factors that you just mentioned, that some of the websites do not take Zimbabweans to use their services. And another contributing factor is our cash movement infrastructures in Zimbabwe is one of the contributing factors, because one of the issues that I can actually point out is that, let's say someone is in the remote areas of Zimbabwe and they need to probably buy Bitcoins from a website. What they have to do, they have to travel like 100 kilometers or so many hours just to make a deposit to the bank and then go on the website to make the purchase. So what they would rather do, instead of doing that, they would rather find someone who has Bitcoin and meet up and do the exchange as a person to person, because the process itself, of traveling hours and going to the bank, depositing the money, and going back to the place that they stay, then there's a lot of time that is consumed there. So if you look at our country, most of our services are offered within a certain region, which is the capital of Harare. So, when someone wants really something done fast, they think of traveling to Harare. That's how it is. So instead of someone going to the bank, they would just prefer looking for someone who can offer them the service, and then they can do a person-to-person exchange.
So, but you have, because you also might have a lot of people who don't even have a bank account. 60%, I think, are unbanked here. Is that true? Like, you have those mobile money providers like EcoCash, which are big and everybody's using them, but you can't get a loan there. So it's not really a bank in that sense. And I guess a lot of people rather travel to Harare to meet people and exchange Bitcoin to USD person to person than go to the bank, because the bank doesn't even offer them that service. So you also have those WhatsApp groups here where you, who is administering those, and how many people are in those groups to do those peer-to-peer exchanges?
Okay. So in a comment on the people keeping their money and things like that, probably I don't have the right answer for that. But probably what I know in terms of the administrators of the social networks, the thing is, there is a huge community that is beyond my knowledge, actually, in terms of the use of Bitcoin. People use Bitcoin for different purposes. I mean, there's quite a lot of WhatsApp groups and social groups with regards to Bitcoin cause, okay? Some of them include network marketing. Some of them include investment schemes. Some of them include pyramid schemes, I should say. And some of them include just an exchange. Some of them include online forex traders. So if you look at all those sectors, we are saying that each and every sector has got its own social group where they interact, exchange notes. Probably it can be a WhatsApp group of people that are learning forex trading, but one of the things that they use in terms of depositing their currencies into online forex brokers is Bitcoin. So I cannot really tell the numbers with regards to Bitcoin. And at the same time as well, with regards to your first question about banking systems and buying Bitcoin from the bank and things like that, our government has given a public statement about the use of cryptocurrency in Zimbabwe. And I guess anyone who needs to use Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrencies in Zimbabwe should go through that document. They issued their statement about the use of cryptocurrency in Zimbabwe, what they say and what they think. And you can just Google about it. You can learn what they say and think,
So the last time we met here, we did the Learn Bitcoin talk.
Yes.
And there were like 40, 50 people here. And then one of the guys founded a WhatsApp group. And I think it's maybe 15, 20 people in there now. And I hope that we will see some local meetups here where people can come and ask questions about Bitcoin and get informed answers. And so my question also is, because I think there is a lot of distrust in Bitcoin here and the internet. There are many scams, I understand. So how do you think, how can we educate people here on the ground what Bitcoin really is? That's an open protocol and not a scheme where you can join in a way, you know?
Okay.
What's your opinion?
So, since I've been working in the space for quite a long time and being one of the early adopters, and staying in the loop as well, I've kind of worked with a lot of people whereby I see people come and go. And I've met friends until this day that I still interact with that I've met like years back. And there is really a gap in terms of our understanding and our approach when it comes to Bitcoin. One of the things that I can say is I've got my good friends who I call the BBC. Do you know what BBC means?
No.
Okay, not the news channel.
Yeah.
So I call this the BBC, the Born Before Computers. I mean,
born before computers.
Yes.
Okay, that's the boomers.
Yeah, of course. So there are people that are born before computers. I mean, you see, probably the first time to touch a computer, it was like when they were 30 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, or they were 50 years old. It's the first time they actually. So I mean, once you have access to your computer, there's a lot of things that you have to learn, okay? And then, so there is a portion of our people, or in fact on a global scale, we are living in an era whereby there is the BBCs. And then nowadays, you can find that a 4-year-old child can operate a computer. But that used to not to happen years back. So my point is, there is also a gap in terms of learning the technology. I mean, you cannot have someone who started touching a computer this year and then you want to teach them about Bitcoin. Of course, there is going to be a gap there. So that is one of the issues that I can actually point out, that we are living in a world where we also have our old folks that have gotten into the technology a bit late. And then the other point is in terms of the schemes that you have been talking about and things like that. There's a bit of lack of education when it comes to Bitcoin and the use of Bitcoin. At the end of the day, most of the people that come into Bitcoin, their focus is just on making money. And one thing that I can tell you is that the number one or the fastest spread of use of Bitcoin comes through pyramid schemes and investment schemes, because probably if they invite someone, they get a commission and things like that. Yeah, so if you're going to enter Bitcoin through that way, you may end up getting scammed and not learning about the use of Bitcoin. So it happens to me, I'm going to be honest with you. I have lost money at some point, but you know, when you lose, you have two choices. You either learn or you give up. So I had to learn and find out how are other people using Bitcoin, and I've seen a lot of startups in terms of cryptocurrency and a lot of people modeling the blockchain technology itself to start businesses and use technology to fit into their model and today business. So I would say the biggest challenge for our people, not only in Zimbabwe but on a global scale, is learning about it. And my last point on that is that, you know, we are in the evolution of money, okay? So if you look at the evolution of money, we had barter trade, gold, we had all these stages, and it took a very long time for people to actually transmit from using one mode of payment to another. And we are just in that era where, of course, both of you agree with me that there's going to be technology that is going to, act as money. We just don't know if Bitcoin is the thing, but there's going to be something. No one knows. So just learning about it is a very good, it's a very good thing. Yeah,
it's good for the future to learn about it because it's the thing that will stay. Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
So you were talking about the use cases, the purposes for use here in Zimbabwe. What are your experiences with people who come to you and want to exchange? Do you know about, do they use it for remittances, for instance? I know that in 2021, I think $1 billion in US dollars were sent to Zimbabwe from abroad in the formal sector, like over banks and Western Union and things like that. Have you heard of people who are sending money from the UK or South Africa with Bitcoin to people here?
So I should say no.
No?
I have seen that, but not on a very large scale where you would expect things to happen. Probably is because of the regulations, measures that has to be taken in terms of having something like that in place. I'm not really sure of the details, but I've seen that other countries, they actually do that to have Bitcoin remittances and things like that. So in Zimbabwe, I've never seen such like
but you don't need to have any regulation on that. I mean, your family abroad could just like acquire some Bitcoin and send it to you into your wallet.
Yeah, so the thing is, we are looking at two parties. Number one, the person in the diaspora has to be in the same level of understanding with the recipient. If I'm receiving the Bitcoin, it simply means I have to understand it. If the person who is sending me money outside Zimbabwe should also understand the use of Bitcoin. I mean, I've also spoken to people who are outside Zimbabwe who don't understand how to use Bitcoin as well.
Yes,
so. It's not only...
It's on both ends.
It's on both ends, yes. You might find someone who understands Bitcoin in Zimbabwe, but also speaking to someone who is in the diaspora or outside Zimbabwe might not be in a same level of understanding. And at the same time, they may not even trust to send the money through Bitcoin. I mean,
there's one good opportunity now to do that. That's a Bitcoin voucher that you can buy in local stores in the UK, in South Africa. It's called Attico. So the person in the diaspora could go to the store and say, I want to buy a voucher worth $50 US with cash, or you pay in South African rand. And then the person gets the voucher and can open it, can send you the code via text or whatever, WhatsApp. And you then go to the Attico website on your computer and redeem the Bitcoin into your wallet via the code, the voucher code. Okay. So those people outside the country, they don't even need to know what Bitcoin is and how it works. You just send them to the store, buy a voucher and send you the code. So that's a great possibility actually to do it, yeah.
Yeah, it could be a great possibility of actually to do it, but you know, there is the information gap that I've just explained earlier on. Because just like you're explaining that to me, I didn't know about it. So it could be the same case with someone who is outside Zimbabwe. They may not know about that that service. And again, we look at the belief system. Do these people believe in Bitcoin actually? And do they have any assurance about what they want to do? Probably they're gonna test once, twice. If they see it working, then they do it more. Yeah. Or probably they just want to continue with using the others alternatives that they've been using to send money to Zimbabwe and things like that. So, yeah, but again, you see, this is the technology and this is the future, and somehow we're going to catch up.
So what's your opinion or experience? Where do people get their Bitcoin from when they come to you and exchange it then to US dollars? Do you know that?
Where do they get it from?
Yes, where do they acquire the Bitcoin and to be able to exchange it then here to US dollars?
So since I started out, so one of the ways actually that people earn Bitcoin is through affiliate marketing. I mean, promoting other people's products and then the payout is in Bitcoin. But it's not really one of the things that is on the lead, okay? The biggest move is probably network marketing, investment schemes, online forex trading. Those are the use cases that I've actually seen mostly. But in terms of the real business community, there is a few people that actually do that, because one of the things, there was a time when a lot of people started buying cars on a website that is called B-Forward using Bitcoin. I'm not really sure of now, but people could use Bitcoin to buy. But comparing with like network marketing, investment schemes, and forex trading, it appears that those are on the lead in terms of the people that are using Bitcoin. You
mean they invest in these schemes with US dollars and get Bitcoin out, or how? Do you know that?
So what they do is, the process is like they have to convert their cash into Bitcoin. Okay. Once they convert their cash into Bitcoin, they invest whatever they need to invest, and then when the money is being spit out, it's spit out in Bitcoin, and then someone has to find a way to convert their Bitcoin into cash.
Okay, so these are things that I totally not do. So I don't trade Bitcoin.
That's definitely a no-go area, unless if you're a risk taker. But of course, you know, it's not a very good and a long-term way to make money.
So I prefer to earn Bitcoin and then to exchange the amount I need to euros or US dollars when I'm not able to buy something with Bitcoin, and the rest I just hold. Yeah, I just try to save as much as I can.
Yeah, the thing is, there is a lot of opportunities around us. I mean, like I said, one of the models that I use to earn Bitcoin myself is affiliate marketing. All I do is write a lot of articles, do a lot of videos, and at the end of the day, my commission comes in Bitcoin. I mean, that has sustained me for a very long time. Okay. Other than focusing on investment schemes that are being fueled up a lot, you find that you get pain, you get banned a lot of times, and you might think that, hey, these things does not really work. Yes. And I've seen a lot of people as well who use a different model in terms of receiving Bitcoin. Some people use donations, like receiving donations from around the world, and I've seen that it works for some other people. So there's so many models that are really good out there if people could take time to learn about them.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's talk a little bit about the Lightning Network. I think you haven't used it yet, right? From what I learned until now when we were speaking the other day.
Absolutely, yeah. What is it that you want to talk about, the Lightning Network?
Yeah, I want to talk with you about that, because I think you're only doing Bitcoin on-chain exchange. Like, you're using a Bitcoin wallet and it's Bitcoin. And the one of the problems, I think, for many people here is that they don't have so much money to save, even if they have something to save. But maybe it's $1. And with Bitcoin itself, $1 sometimes might be not enough, because sometimes the transaction fees are very high. So the Lightning Network enables us to send micropayments over the Bitcoin network, over Lightning, which is another layer of technology on Bitcoin. but it's pegged to Bitcoin. So if you can send like $50 maybe, even smaller, with the Lightning Network. And it's faster. You don't need to wait for confirmations. And it's a great way also to earn Bitcoin, because then you can start producing YouTube videos or blog entries and ask people to pay with Lightning, like a small fee. And then you receive this fee in your Lightning wallet. So it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's also more private than the use of Bitcoin. But it's Bitcoin.
So a comment on that. I mean, I was really happy to learn that from you. Absolutely. And you're not the first person to talk to me about that. Okay. So
sorry. Of course not.
I actually had an experience with someone who was actually trying to teach me that actually.
Okay.
I hope maybe my mind was not really paying attention, because what they did with me is they actually asked me to create an account on the Lightning Network. And then what they did, they asked me to send the address. I did send them, and then they sent me some Satoshis.
Yes, Satoshis, yeah.
Yeah, and then I received it, and then the person was like, learn more about it.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's how far I can go.
That was everything, right?
Yeah. Okay. But the thing is about Bitcoin and the use of cryptocurrencies, there is a lot of things to learn. I mean, there's a lot of things to learn. Sometimes you may want to just work with what's on the hand, but as far as Lightning Network is something that I also need to learn about it, and the only way I can learn is to make use of it and then see how it works. Yeah,
and that's what we're going to do afterwards in our small workshop.
Yeah. I don't mind learning. Yeah,
great. And I know you're also trading altcoins, so you're helping people also to exchange other coins. But also one thing I found when I got here, I wanted to ask people like you about stablecoins. But then I realized not many people are using it here. Is that right?
Yes. So the thing is, like in the social networks, I mean, there is what we call supply and demand. Okay, you have to find out what the client wants, and then you supply with them with what they want, and then you get paid. So I'm not really sure what a lot of people are using the stable coins for. But one of these days, you may find someone looking for those stable coins or any other alternative currencies. So the thing is, you really don't have to ask. I don't really focus on what they're going to use it for, but what I just focus on is just getting the stable coins that they need and then supply them and then...
Understand. So if there's demand, then you will try to get it.
If there's demand, you just try to get the supply. Yeah, that's correct.
Talking about demand and supply, the last time I was here was about exactly 2 years ago. How has the volume of Bitcoin trading you're doing or offering to the peers, the other people, changed in that time?
So there are two ways to answer that. Okay. Definitely, my volume has actually gone low because of my focus in terms of my online business and things like that. I've decided to take a different route. Actually, I'm still involved in the use of Bitcoin and buying and selling and things like that. But my focus has been, I've added some other things to my portfolio, and they've been taking a lot of my time and my focus. And what I can say about that is that I've seen actually the numbers of people who use Bitcoin grow. Okay, like if there were 10 people using Bitcoin, like at some time back, there's like 100 people now who use Bitcoin or who understand the use of Bitcoin. So the numbers of the people, the rate of adoption is actually increasing than it was. And of course, talking of trade volumes, I think also the trade volumes are getting high, depending on each person. But in the social networks, I can actually see that there's a lot of people that are using cryptocurrencies. That simply means that if there is a lot of people looking for it and there's people who are selling, the volume is actually increasing. So definitely, I won't be able to give you figures, but the volume is increasing, yes, from what I see.
And one of the reasons, I guess, for that is also the banking situation here and the inflation you have on your own Zimbabwe dollar on RTGS, right? So are people coming to you and saying, wow, that's phenomenal. I can now use Bitcoin to send it abroad without asking someone and without those problems at the bank? Do you have some use cases or stories from people who told you, now I could do this because only Bitcoin enabled me to do this, or cryptocurrency?
So the thing is, in my case, I don't really ask what you're using your Bitcoin for.
Yeah.
So basically, if someone is coming to sell, I just help them. If someone is coming to buy, I just assist them with that. And then that's how far as I go. I really don't go and ask, like, are you sending this money to someone else? Are you doing an investment? Are you doing this and that? I assume that this person knows what they're doing, what they're getting Bitcoin for, and what they need to use it for, and things like that. So I really don't ask for those details, actually.
Okay, so I just was hoping for maybe you had some personal stories, like to tell people how it really was able, like they were able to help themselves and empower themselves with Bitcoin. So
yes, I mean, there is a lot of cases of I would say life-changing testimonies, actually, of people who made a lot of money from Bitcoin and has been using Bitcoin. A very good example is probably someone whom you sold their Bitcoin to. You sold Bitcoin to like years ago. They forget their password and things like that. And then the year that the price for Bitcoin is going up, one of these days they check their wallet and they see that there is a lot of money. And then the next thing that they say is, wow, I've made a lot of money. And on the other hand, you have people who always say, okay, when the price go up, now I want to buy, okay, so that I can keep. And you see, when they buy 2 months down the line, 10 or 1 month down the line, they check the price, it has gone down. They say, this is not working. Let me withdraw my money. So it's different cases, actually, based on what you are doing, really. Yeah.
So coming to an end now, so do you have a question or something to say to the people, the Bitcoiners abroad? Is there anything they can do for you to support you in adoption, educating people here? Any message you have?
So the thing is, I try and learn myself. I'm a master learner. I'm always learning every single day. And if you come across any of my videos, they come across as educating people on anything that they want to do. And you know what they say? They say, if you teach, you learn twice.
Yes.
Okay, and looking at the Bitcoin community, there is a lot of things that I also have to learn and make use of using them. And then the next thing that I do when I learn something, I teach about it. I speak about it on my channel and things like that. To this day, I used to do like Bitcoin seminars, educating people about Bitcoin and things like that. So I eventually stopped because of COVID and other probably resources and things like that. And but there is a lot of people that still wants to learn. And would love to continue teaching people about the use of Bitcoins and the opportunities around Bitcoin, so that people can move away from focusing on losses. I mean, focusing on Bitcoin is something that does not really work because they don't understand the other side of the story. I mean, there's a lot of ways that I've witnessed from other business models of people that are using Bitcoin. So if more people are educated, that means we save a lot of lives, actually. Yeah. And definitely to continue supporting our community, educating people, and probably do regular meetups about the use of Bitcoin and educating people about Bitcoin and how it works. Yeah,
that would be great, and I want to support you there. So I thought maybe we could do a monthly call where I also am there to answer questions if you have any. So maybe if that's something that you're interested in, to
absolutely.
Keep in contact, and share newest information and learnings.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of people that want to learn, and almost every single day. That would be a great setup, actually. That would be a great setup, and consistency is what is really, really, really important. If that happens, then we educate our people, we educate ourselves, we get better, we are more wiser, and definitely we make more money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Kuda. Can you tell us, please, where people can contact you?
So if people want to get in touch with me, my email is kuda@kudaonline.com. I'm going to repeat that again. That's kuda@kudaonline.com, and my website is called kudaonline.com. My YouTube channel is Kuda Online as well. So
everything is Kuda Online.
Everything is Kuda Online.
Very well branded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Kuda.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much for interviewing me. Thank you.
That's it. Thanks for joining and tuning into the Anita Posch Show. Please subscribe to my newsletter at anita.link/news to get all updates. A special thank you goes out to Laden.io, to OKCoin and the Human Rights Foundation for supporting the work of Bitcoin for Fairness, and to Trezor for donating hardware wallets. See you soon at the Anita Posch Show.